they're not even going to exist in your mind at that point, bro. I'm telling you, at that point, like, I feel like at the point where you know that the shit is hitting, I feel like at the point where you know that, you know what, like, your awareness, your consciousness, your awareness has cleansed your reality. And you know what I'm saying? In some other way, depending on how you see it. You know what I'm saying? When we're talking about like this manifestation, but I don't want to make it. I don't want to make shit too complicated in those kind of terminologies, right? But it's like, yo, when you get to a point where you've cleaned out, and I feel like that's actually the truest definition of fasting, bro. When we talking about a fasting, aside from the context of religion or religiosity or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When we're talking about fasting, when we're talking about just like cleansing your air, bro, like just clearing your space, you know what I'm saying? You know, removing what, well, basically removing a whole lot of stuff that exists within a space, within a framework of just like reality, or whatever, right? Removing a whole bunch of things, and then, you know, I don't know, I'd say with, you know, with careful deliberation or whatever, slowly bringing back the things that you know only help you grow, or you know don't trigger you or don't influence other things that may trigger you in the worst ways. And that takes a whole lot of, again, self-awareness, the kind of self-awareness where we know it's balanced now, because the kind of self-awareness that knows that the mind has to clear out things that don't serve the higher you, bruh. I don't even know what to tell you beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the true version of fasting. If you're talking about, because now, okay, cool. For you know, if we superimposing the whole religious version of the whole thing, right? That's where people, I don't know, for lack of a better term, starve themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just to, I don't know, focus on the connection with the highest, the Almighty. You feel me? Holy spirits, things like that. Just to connect to parts of themselves that got distracted away, you know, from the deity, from said god or said deity, because of their indulgence in their consumptions. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they end up just like not eating. You know what I mean? Not, you know, doing certain things. Not da da da. But then you could take that and extrapolate it into just zooming into your own psyche, bro, and, you know, zooming into just like even how your mind is taking other people's projections, bro, and making them your own. You feel what I'm saying? That will always happen. That's why I highlighted the fact that the psyche has this tendency of just like revealing where we are all connected. You know what I'm saying? The fact that your judgments can just like be projected onto me. That's a real thing. I can be influenced by your judgment of, like, indirectly. So even you don't even have to tell me that, dog, like, I'm not feeling your energy. I can just see it, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's natural. I get that kind of thing. But it's like when we're talking about it in a way where, you know, in a way where I'm confused by the whole play of what the psyche is doing, that I end up just like acting crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like me getting caught up in how you, or just like the influence of even the expectation of how I'm supposed to act. You know, acting your age. Yo, act your age. Yo, you're Gen Z, nigga. You're supposed to act da da da. Oh no, you're a woman. Like women act da. Bro, you're a man, bro. You can't let XYZ da da da. You know what I'm saying? This is what the cycle latches onto, and when we all enter the space, aka get born into this world and start understanding the world for what it is, blah blah blah, we then take on, naturally we take on the projection of our environment, and then we live up to that. You know what I'm saying? We live up to that. But I feel like, you know, another version of what Soul Illuminati may be touching on is the fact that yes, we do live up to the expectations of our environment, aka even the negative aspects of our environment. And now, as we understand that the online world is part of the human's environment now. You know what I'm saying? You get all this energy, like this online environment can just like throw at you. You know what I'm saying? Negative. Okay, he was highlighting the whole negative aspect of it, right? It's like you have all this judgment of people just like going crazy on one another, going just like crazy, judging one another about XYZ, whatever, you name it. You know what I'm saying? But then they themselves are filthy demons, dog, to say the least. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, like that whole projection of what you may internalize within yourself, it's actually what your environment is. AKA, bro, like, you know, these people that Illuminati's talking about, like that he's seen online, spewing negative energy, you know what I'm saying, towards him. He realized that, yo, nah, it's actually what they've judged within their own selves. And I feel like even just understanding that on its own, bro, it relieves a whole lot of the pressure. You know what I'm saying? The pressure of making things about you. Because guess what? It's not all the way about you, bro. No, like literally, if this relieves any pressure, you know, off of your shoulders right now watching, nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying, how you feel about whatever insecurity you believe is holding you back, you know, trying to get at whatever point you're trying to get to, like you being insecure, thinking that, yo, but this is the judgment and I know this is how they see me, I know they seeing it like this, is like, bro, chill, bro, like nobody gives a fuck, but chill. All of that thing is happening within your own awareness, dog. And I feel like once you realize that that's what's happening, bro, it's like, yo, there's a whole lot of work that you still need to do in terms of, you know, getting to the healthy balance of self-awareness, bro. Because literally, this is the dark, like, it's the dark aspect of it. It's quite ironic that they call it shadow work. You know what I'm saying? These realities that I just broke down to you, they call those shadow work. When you get to the point of realizing, nah, this is what I'm doing, right? I'm just taking the expectations of how I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Even the negative aspects of it, aka in the online space, you're a content creator. You know what I'm saying? All these negative, you know, comments, negative engagements are just directed towards you. And you know what I'm saying? Now you're thinking, yo, how do I just like work through this? How do I negate this? I'm human at the end of the day. I will feel this. This will have an effect on me. How do I just like, you feel what I'm saying? With each and every comment, you just like, it just fucks you up. You know what I'm saying? I like how Illuminati broke down the fact that it's like, yo, dog. Matter of fact, how I actually gave you the understanding of fasting, bro. You know what I mean? Don't not latching onto the fact that, yo, you know, my existence will be least pleasant without this thing. I feel like the whole aka FOMO, bro, there's things like FOMO, there's things like, no, yes, you know, I too have to live according to these standards. That's how I can even accept myself as a functioning human being that's headed towards success. You know what I'm saying? I do have to get married by XYZ age. I do have to have 2.5 kids with a white picket fence type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I mean? And no, these are just like standard examples, but there are just like crazy examples that as a content creator you might find online. No, shut the fuck up. You yap too much. No, just like try doing this content. Wow, no, you're too self-conscious, but you're so preachy. You're da. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying, you know, detaching from those kind of projections on you can help you, you know, understand that that's all that's happening, bro. Like people are just like projecting who they really are, who they really are afraid of just like facing. And once they face that versions of themselves, they'll find even more demons just like waiting there, just like scheming. Yeah, we here too, boy. You know what I'm saying, gangy? That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a fuck. So go ahead and express everything that you need to express, but like with the whole awareness of just like how it can negatively affect you as well.